Local musicians come together as an example for a country now facing unprecedented challenges following the devastation of Hurricane Thomas and now a rise in criminal activities. We'll hear from the agencies behind this project and also feature the producer of Rebuild Our World, Colin Weeks. Also, another St. Lucian film producer is making a name for herself in Jamaica, producing groundbreaking music videos, films and corporate documentaries. We'll get to see the work of film producer Michelle Serrier. Runabu Hinkson maintains his profile on the music scene in St. Lucia, releasing a brand new single and video project featuring one of St. Lucia's most promising young entertainers, Stacey Charles. And Joycey Medrick prepares for this year's Fashion of the Year competition, slated for March 26. These and other developments in St. Lucia Today. Hello everyone, I'm Lissa Joseph and thanks for joining us on St. Lucia Today. Happy Independence. As St. Lucia celebrates 32 years as an independent nation, there are many questions about her future and anxiety over the challenges she faces. The devastation wrought on by Hurricane Thomas last October is still fresh today, with scores of families homeless and a damaged national infrastructure needing hundreds of millions of dollars to restore. But one man wanting to make a difference, wanting to help the nation back on its feet, has pooled the best of local talent for the cause. Singer-songwriter Randall Lionel Mondesir first wrote a song, conceptualized a music video, and then went knocking on doors. The island's leading artists responded. The government of St. Lucia via the Social Development Fund and Rise St. Lucia Inc. also lent a hand. In the end, he realized the dream of Rebuild St. Lucia. The project was launched Monday at Spinners in Union. Here are some of the moments from the launch.
I am aware that we have always had natural disasters and will continue to have natural disasters. As a matter of fact, with my own experience in terms of looking at what is from the Holy Book, it reminds us that there'll be a time to weep, there'll always be a time to laugh, there'll be a time to build, and there'll always also be a time for destruction. But what the essence for us is that in life, this celebrative aspect of our life, we must not let it go down. Sometimes when we carry out our work and people see our vulnerable ones participating in the celebrative aspect of our life, they usually are criticized. Why is this person so poor and jumping carnival? Why is this person so poor and is going over there and is enjoying? There is a time to cry, there's a time to enjoy life. This celebrative part of our culture, the one that brings out what we are, I think must not be left to die and crushed because of the difficulties and challenges that we are facing. As a matter of fact, I recognize that in celebrating life that we can build and create stuff. I think it's in celebrating we could bring about this transformation that we all seek to achieve. Too often that we allow the destructive elements that really speaks to something bigger than us to crush us. And this morning I'm just happy to be part of this team that, in spite of what we are facing out there in terms of the difficulties of crime, that there are some of our artists who can respond in such a loud way as we speak to build St. Lucia, not just by putting the excavators on the street, but celebrating the very essence of who we are. And what I think Rise is doing together with Boo and the other persons who participate in this important symbol of rebuilding, of telling people, let's rebuild, is that they are celebrating the arts. They are doing it through music and sound. They are showing the scars, yet the beauty of St. Lucia. I think that the St. Lucia Social Development Fund is proud to be part of this exercise. We know that this is just the commencement of a lot of things to do, that we will not allow the experiences and the challenges that we face today, not Thomas, not the crime and violence, nothing to dissuade us from what is important about being a St. Lucian.
Hurricane Thomas ravaged our country, but that's not the only hurricane that has ravaged our country. There's Hurricane Ignorance, there's Hurricane Careless, there's Hurricane Crime, Hurricane Violence, and these things are ravaging our country just as much as any physical hurricane does. So when we say rebuild, we mean more than just rebuild physically. we rebuild emotionally, we rebuild spiritually. This is a time, as you will hear, this could be a brand new start. And you know, many of us maybe feel isolated or safe from things. But like Bob Marley says in his song, when the rain falls, it doesn't fall on one man's house. So when the hurricanes come, whichever one it is that is passing our way, rest assured, it falls on every man's roof. So in terms of rebuilding, let us know that if we have to rebuild our country, at least from the RISE perspective, what we say is let's reach across those barriers. Let us break those barriers down and reach across and hold one another's hands. Because it is only by holding each other's hands that we're going to uplift each other. And that is the only way, as an individual, we can be successful, and collectively, we can be successful. At the end of the day, this is Independence Day tomorrow. We are all St. Lucians. We are in one country. It is one heart, one love, one blood at the end of the day. And the divisions that keep us apart and keep us down have to be put aside. And that is all part of rebuild. We will not rebuild without the love and understanding that is so necessary. Love and understanding, yes, of nature, as the hurricanes and the weather systems show us, this beautiful gem of St. Lucia, this most beautiful country that has been entrusted to us not just for today, but for the future generations that are yet to come. It is our responsibility to protect her nature, protect her beauty, that with love and understanding. And you know very well that there are things that we can do to protect this very country from the ravages of hurricanes that come her way.
It's a very special moment, not just for me, but for all the people who took part in making this a reality. After Thomas, about 2 days after Thomas, I decided that it would be in the interest of myself and the artists of St. Lucia, and by extension the people of St. Lucia, to do something that would show credibility to our concern, not just for ourselves as individuals, but for everyone in St. Lucia. So I got on the phone and called up Mr. Donovan Williams. I pitched this idea of Rebuild Our World to him, and he thought it was a fantastic idea. Immediately from there, I called Dr. King and expressed to him that we have a possibility of doing something very spectacular, which is to create a product called Rebuild Our World. We immediately got in touch with Mr. Joaquim Henry, who's been a phenomenal engineer in creating avenues to help develop St. Lucia, and especially the youth and St. Lucians in its entirety. So it was a proud moment for me to be actually working with these people to create this small initiative. Hopefully it'll expand into something greater in the near future.
This is St. Lucia Today. We'll be back in just a few moments.